Hi, Dan from Cloudsmith here. In this video, we will look at how you can use the Cloudsmith Zapier integration to integrate your payment or e-commerce platform with your private Cloudsmith repository and power your global software distribution to your end users or customers. I've logged into my Cloudsmith demo account and my example repository. Cloudsmith repositories are fully multi-tenant, so you can upload all of the package types we support into one repo, including raw files, executables, binaries, or even disk images. No matter what format you need to distribute your software, a Cloudsmith private repository has you covered. In order to give your end users or customers access to the software assets in your repository, you use a Cloudsmith entitlement token. Entitlement tokens provide read-only access to the repository to download an asset, and you can add restrictions on how often the token can be used, when it is valid from and to, and what packages or assets the token is valid for. Of course, you can create the tokens manually here in the website interface, but let's see how we can use the Cloudsmith Zapier integration to automate this process without writing a single line of code or configuration. On the Zapier website, if you just search for Cloudsmith, you find the Cloudsmith Zapier integration. All popular payment and e-commerce platforms such as Stripe, PayPal, Shopify, and more offer a Zapier integration, and we provide templates to get started with these. But for this demo, let's build a Zapier workflow called a Zap from scratch. The first thing we will do is choose our payment provider and the event that will trigger the Zap. In this case, our payment provider will be Pay Here, and the trigger will be a payment received. I've already configured my Pay Here account, so I just select it from the list. We can then test this trigger by pulling some test data from my Pay Here account. We can see that Zapier then retrieves the test payment data from my Pay Here account, and we can continue on to the next step in the Zap. In the second step, we configure what happens when a payment is received. So our app will be our Cloudsmith Zapier integration, and the event will be to create an entitlement token. I now need to configure my Cloudsmith account. I need my Cloudsmith API key for that. So let's just return to the Cloudsmith website and retrieve our API key. We just copy the API key and paste it into the form in Zapier. Okay, that's it. Zapier can now access our Cloudsmith account. We can continue with configuring the Zap. The first thing we need to add is a name for our entitlement token, and we can use any of the information received from our Pay Here payment. So we can use our customer name and maybe even a customer ID. The next thing we need to select is our Cloudsmith repository owner or organization. So we can choose our Cloudsmith demo organization and our examples repo. We can also set a custom string for the token itself, but we'll just let Cloudsmith create one this time. We can set the token to active, and we can also set a valid from date as, say, the date of the payment itself. We can also add other restrictions like a maximum number of downloads, in this case 10. We could also set other restrictions, such as a search or a path query that will limit the assets in the repository that the token is valid for. But let's just finish by clicking continue. And here are the details of the token that we will create. We can now test this just by clicking test and continue. That's it. The test entitlement token was sent to Cloudsmith. Let's go and have a look at our Cloudsmith examples repo. If we now go and check the entitlement tokens that exist in this repo, we can see our new token. And we can also see that it has the name and the restrictions as specified in our Zap. But we can also take this a little further, because when the entitlement token was created, it was also returned to Zapier. So we could add an additional step that takes the returned entitlement token itself and adds it into any CRM system that you may be using, or an integration with any email system that you have, or anything else that you need to do as an output of this Zap. The two-way nature of the Cloudsmith Zapier integration means that you don't only create the token, but you also get it back so that you can use it further with your own systems and processes. And we can see that the name and the token itself returned and used in our example email is exactly the same as the token that was created in our Cloudsmith repo. I hope this video gave you an idea of how easy it is to integrate your payment platform or provider with your private Cloudsmith repositories and use them to power your global software distribution needs. If you'd like to find out more or try Cloudsmith for yourself, just head to cloudsmith.com and sign up from there. And remember to be awesome and automate everything.